anybody wants to check out where I live, I'm going to put a link below to this fellow Kelowna guy that has a YouTube channel, and he's driving around so you can see the area that I live in, and it's beautiful. I don't have a car, so I can't drive around and get into the mountains and all of the beautiful areas, but this is one of the most beautiful areas to live in the world. And it's nice to see this guy is in my area and awake to these weather changes. And um, a lot of what my channel is all about is learning that everything is causal. That when we think you can't change weather, and it's like they are changing weather. If you have most farms, like in flat areas, they have trees that split the acreages, which they're probably called something else, but they have trees to block the wind so the wind won't blow away seeds. Like so those trees block wind, which changes the weather. If you cut down all of the rainforest, you change the global weather systems. You put a bunch of toxic oil and dispersants in the ocean, it's going to change your ocean. You have what, four nuclear plants in a meltdown someplace on the planet, it's going to affect you no matter where you live. Um, so the weather changes do affect how we live, because ultimately how we live is shifting. I mean, if you want to earn your living getting oil, if you want to use a transportation that needs an oil that you are in a war for, or you're dominating another country's economic system to constantly be the only source of your energy, same with nuclear power, then you're creating a planet that you can't live in. It's going to pollute your food system. Just because you change the weather system, you're going to affect the food system. And here in Kelowna, this beautiful area that you can see if you check out this guy's link, a lot of this area has changed what they grow into grapes, because wine is a big seller. So instead of growing fruit that or foods that you need to live off of, they're growing alcohol. So we are definitely, when there's a food shortage, because now you cannot eat any food that's coming out of Japan. So there's a lot of food, that was there that's not there. So it's a food shortage that's going to affect the planet someplace. You've got all these floodings, you've got all of these fires. They're definitely affecting our food source. What is controlling a majority of this is geoengineering food, where these statistics, which you can create a statistic to say anything, it doesn't mean it's fact, it just means that if I'm only going to look at this data, I can predict that this is what the future is going to be. And we, in our predictions, have created lifestyles, acceptable lifestyles, that if we predict the future there's going to be a food shortage. This is what the experts wanted to focus on. Why? Because they make an awful lot of money off of sex sells, and every way they can encourage human beings to multiply is how they earn a lot of money. And how they kill you is how they earn a lot of money that makes the whole system go around. And it's so gradual, you don't even see them doing it. But that is how the, like this guy's mentioning, the Mayans, that what we tend to focus on and the problems we tend to create thinking that they're solutions is the very problems that destroys all of man, and few survive. The, how you survive, I mean, if it's going to be the mentally ill psychopaths that are the rich people that are the only ones that can survive, then their family tree is the ones that survive. And it's, do we evolve with every evolution, or do we take step backwards? I think that we evolve when we save ourselves before we die. If it's only the few that survive, I'm sure it's hell that survives all the time. Otherwise, we'd be a hell of a lot smarter than we are now. So I tend to think that if the majority of the planet is going to be wiped out like it used to be, if we follow the same cycles over and over and over again, I say we're going to get a lot dumber. If we get a lot smarter and save ourselves before the majority of the planet is wiped out, then I think that that's what you can call we've evolved. Otherwise, it's a step back. And sometimes we take 3 steps backwards before we take a giant leap forward. So I do think that kids of today aren't attached to what it was like in the Depression. And there's a lot of mental illness that was created out of the Depression. A lot of people had no food. There is not going to be any food. I'm grateful that I'm getting financial assistance, but there's not going to be any financial assistance for me in the future. Um, there won't be any money and there won't be any food if we continue on the same path. Statistically, if you wanted to look at statistics, that can be done, can be proven that by the year 2012, if we continue on the same path that we're on, then you can expect the destruction of the whole friggin' planet. But you can also statistically prove that if we all smarten up, that you're going to see a major shift in how everybody does everything. But you have to wake up to it. You have to see what it was like in the Depression and what were the first signs, and really feel the pain of what happened during that Depression. And there was no food. And a lot of people are getting your guns, and a lot of people are going in the total wrong direction that would actually solve this problem. It is focusing on what the solutions are, not what the problems are, and how to repeat them by war, war, war. War has never ever solved anything. But war and welfare was the solution that always pulls us out. And we're in how many wars right now, and how much welfare is around the planet? Like we're experiencing bankruptcy, a global bankruptcy, but yet there's bailouts when we have no money to bail anything out. That is what a welfare system is you're constantly bailing out something that's not working. um, so um, I think that there is potential for major healing, and looking at what is it that we really want. Do we really enjoy food? Then we need to put food as the priority. I am totally against something that's like the Venus Project, who is just a repeat of the same system where some smart guys think they know how to do it right. Who knows how to look after my food right would be a farmer. Somebody who has been doing it for years and years and years, that needs to know what kind of natural weather, not controlled weather, that probably got a lot of research from You know, these people that are chasing tornadoes. You know, what's in a storm, what creates a storm. Well, okay, now what did they do with all of the data? Well, they're now trying to control the weather and control the price of food. Um, don't buy anything from a corporate structure. And some of the things that I need, I need a place that's convenient to shop at to buy my local food. I need to buy some clothes from somebody that's local making clothes, not somebody that I'm buying from a corporation. That's ultimately, if it's a corporation, they don't give a shit about human life. So it is about buying locally and supporting your local community. So this is so much opportunity for people that if you want to get into fashion, then open up your own place and start just doing it and selling it locally, because these are going to be the demand careers. If you are into fashion, today's the day to be making a name for yourself in your local communities. And it's time for your communities to start supporting you. That's what I intend to do. And it may be a little bit more expensive, but quality should go up. Then we've got so much throwaway that locally we should be collecting the clothes that we throw away and doing something with the material. It's now's the time to be a professional at recycling what we've already got, not making holes in the planet and taking all of the natural resources out of it. It's there's more wealth in the junk that we throw away. It's not about getting more oil. It's we've got more than enough plastic, that it's time to start doing something with the plastic that we already have and recycling that, which we know how to do. We don't need to be drilling for oil. We can change how we generate energy, not through nuclear. That sun is throwing off an awful lot of energy. That we do have the brain cells to know how to get free energy to the point where if I have a blender, I don't even need to plug it in. It should generate its own energy, where all I have to do is turn it on and it generates the energy that it's putting out. Um, we have the technology to build things better and clean up this planet. We know how to get our food source back locally, and it's you cannot look for government to help you out. People that have money need to start doing something better with their money. And in your own community, you should be supporting farmers to farm more organically without pesticides. There are ways of even planting so that the bugs that grow by, and I've seen this through like Mennonites or Hutterites that were my neighbors that had like massive gardens that I kill everything I grow. But if you plant garlic beside a certain plant, it gets rid of a certain bug. And how you plant and the order that you plant definitely helps everything else grow. That's why farmers are the only ones that know how to make farming work. And they know when weather is being changed by pollution from some corporation that's poisoning you, that your government is not letting you know. They're selling it to you. You're spraying it on your own farms, and then you're getting cancer. And who do you blame but yourself for buying the chemicals that is being sold to you? So um, yeah, I see a lot of potential for change. All we have to do is start recognizing our weather patterns are changing. That's definitely going to affect your food. Energy sources are, you have to give it up on your terms and not on the terms of the planet, because the planet's bigger than us and it's going to kick us all off. We're not going to be able to breathe from it. So it's wake up, or get killed in the tsunami that's coming. Peace out.